guys, what's going on? This is Clement Bryant coming to you live from Agents of Marvel, episode 9, live from the Stream.TV studios in Hollywood, California. Guys, we are so happy to have you back with us this week. I'm sure you guys already know, but the big news this week, Inhumans. I am absolutely over the moon about this news, and we're going to get into it right now. First of all, let me introduce my co-host. First of all, Madison Brunoehler.
What up, everybody? It is Madison Brunoehler, also known as Maddie to the Max, and it is time for Marvel once again.
Damn right. And Tatiana Hullender.
Hey guys, it's Tatiana Hullender with the Marvel Report, and I can't believe that we are on episode 9.
Really?
Episode 9.
Our season is going much faster than Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
It's true.
Which is sadly very true. Hashtag ABC if you're listening. Anyways, let's get into it because we got some interesting news. So everybody is over the moon on the internet about the Inhumans TV series.
Yes.
Right.
This was completely unexpected. I cannot believe that they're taking something like that and putting it on TV.
I mean, I don't know that it was completely unexpected.
It really
because
was.
I remember us discussing the possibility of Inhumans. I think that we didn't really believe it would happen.
Exactly.
But we were hoping.
Like, in the way that
know.
everything on TV is going now, I mean, seriously, everything that's happening on the CW with Supergirl and The Flash, I think they're like, okay, people are ready for some TV show series that aren't animated for kids.
Exactly.
Like,
What it does tell you is that no one is afraid of overextending themselves yet.
Right.
Apparently, they don't think that the superhero fandom has died out
Exactly.
or is getting stretched thin.
except that maybe they don't want to do a Black Widow movie, apparently.
Well,
one day it will
well,
happen.
maybe we'll
So
see.
far, we've got Ghost in the Shell. That's what we're getting.
We'll save that for
no.
movie-verse. Right now,
no.
we're in TV-verse. But anyways, the interesting thing about how they're going to do this, they're going to release the first 2 episodes in IMAX in the summer.
That's really cool, and I think that's a great way to ensure a larger audience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I feel like with the Inhuman World family, like having it with Adelan and everything like that, they're going to have to do something like that to show the massive world-building scale that this show needs.
Definitely.
And my fear with them taking something that was intended for theatrical and bringing it to TV is that it's not going to be as premium as shows like Game of Thrones or my new favorite, Westworld.
Yeah,
So
that's very true.
I feel like my worry with this, not that I'm against having this on TV,
Right, but a
it
lower
needs-
budget.
with a lower budget, it needs to have that massive scale.
Yeah.
Because you can't treat the Inhuman family
This
like
is
that.
going to be the first time that IMAX partners with a TV series or whatever, or helps produce one.
Totally.
So hopefully they're going to want to, I don't know, showcase what they're known for, right?
Right. And I'm wondering
So-
if this is going to be like the door, like the proverbial door open to like other TV series doing it. You know, maybe we'll
Probably.
have it like Westworld season 2, Game of Thrones.
Right,
Who
premiering in
knows?
IMAX.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so excited about this news.
And it's really interesting because Marvel has set the pace for a lot of things because
Right.
it wasn't until Iron Man happened that other people were like, oh yeah, superheroes, let's do superheroes. It
Right.
wasn't until then, so it's like, yeah, let's release it in IMAX. Why not? And then a lot of other people are probably going to jump on that.
Exactly, and I like the fact that it's 8 episodes. It's not going to be 20 episodes, so
Yeah.
if they wanted to, they could build this as a limited series event,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which would help with the fan cast, with the casting of the show, which we're going to get into.
Right.
Yeah.
I think the important thing to note is that this is not an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. spinoff.
Right.
Yes.
So they're not going to introduce the characters on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and
No,
then,
but there might be
yeah.
classic Inhumans on the show, but we don't know who that's going to be yet.
And it still takes place in the MCU.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I feel like, just thinking, what are the implications for the MCU with this
Exactly.
series?
Do you think that those characters are going to be able to jump onto movies? If it's big enough, if the show is big enough, I think
Right.
that they might.
But this show should be that introduction if nothing happens
Yeah.
with Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, who knows?
Yeah, and it's interesting because it is kind of like something like Daredevil or Jessica Jones, these Netflix series that is like, yeah, these are in the MCU, but they're not directly tied in to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but they are all in the same world.
Right.
Which I really like.
Totally.
Yeah.
So let's get into this. I want to see what you guys have thought on the casting for the series. So we're gonna start with the most important one, Black Bolt.
That's the most important one?
Oh yes,
I'm just kidding.
Black Bolt.
I'm just kidding.
I want to see it. I want to throw it to Tatiana first.
Oh, you're gonna throw it to me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm of two minds of this because on the one hand, I think Vin Diesel for Black Bolt. And I know he's already Groot, but Groot only speaks and is not seen as a person.
Right.
And Black Bolt doesn't speak very much, right? So I love that. But Vin Diesel's also 50. So I'm like,
Right.
the most interesting stuff seems to happen when they're younger, you would think. So
Maybe.
maybe Tom Hardy for Black Bolt.
I like that. I like that. Madison, Black Bolt.
I'm gonna agree with her on that. I would love to see Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as Black Bolt. That would be awesome.
That would be awesome. I don't know. With it going to TV, I don't think they're gonna be able to get like the billable names that they would if it was a theatrical.
You know what? Let me live. Anyway, continue.
I like that. But I think in the real world because I'm a realist.
Okay, give us the smaller names.
Okay, so Black Bolt, I've got two options.
All right.
I'm either gonna go with Nikolai Coster. I can't pronounce his last name.
Nikolai Coster-Waldau.
Yeah.
All right.
He was in this movie called Headhunters that I worked on. He's very good.
Oh, so you're gonna get him on?
No, I'm just saying he's good.
Okay.
But my dream pick would be John Hamm.
I can see that.
John Hamm.
Yeah.
If anybody has watched like any of his performances, like Black Mirror, most supported like Mad Men, he has the ability to convey how he's thinking in a look.
Yeah, he has the intensity, silent intensity.
Exactly.
That would work
And
perfectly.
Black Bolt, you need someone like that with Black Bolt. And he has the body type too. Next, Medusa. I'm going with Amanda Rigetti. She was on the OC.
Oh yeah,
She was
I
on
know
Colony. I think she would be perfect to play with John Hamm. What are you guys' thoughts on Medusa?
I like that choice. I'm definitely gonna go totally out there and say Denai Garcia from Fear the Walking Dead. Yeah, I really love her.
I like that.
Yeah. So, and I know she's not a redhead, but I don't care, y'all. She can dye her hair red.
Exist.
I like that.
They are a
Exactly.
thing.
Madison, Medusa, what do you think?
I don't know. I never thought much about Medusa, so it's
Really?
like, yeah, I'm like, you know what? Whoever they cast, they have never cast wrong before.
Totally.
So I'm gonna go with whatever they cast because apparently Marvel can do no wrong with casting.
All right, I'm gonna go sideways and throw it to Maximus. What do you guys think about Maximus? Because Maximus has the intention to be the Loki of the Inhuman family. So what are you guys thinking? Madison?
No, ask Tatiana first.
Tatiana?
Well, I told you this already, but you and Rian.
You and Rian would be perfect.
Yes.
He would be perfect. But I also want to see, I would like to see if they're going to scale him older, Michael Emerson.
Okay. All
From
right.
Lost and Person of Interest.
Yeah, I can see that. I can definitely
Yes.
see that. I just randomly had a thought, because I said you and Rihanna before you said Nikolai Coster-Waldau. Also acceptable for Medusa would be Amelia Clark. Just make the Game of Thrones cast. Just
make a
transfer
Game
over
of
to
Thrones.
humans.
Yes.
Okay, Game of Thrones cast. Okay, you're doing the humans now. Plop. Like, what is going on here? Like, what is going on? I thought this is like skill building and like a George R.R. Martin book. Like, this is not what we're doing. This is not what we signed up for. Tatiana Hullender, we're going to talk about this later.
Sorry, you said Nikolai first.
So, any thoughts before we get to the rest on Maximus?
Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to find his name right now. The guy that plays Mr. Robot. I think he would be amazing.
Rami Malek?
Yes.
I
think
That
he would
would be interesting.
That would be like a young, a young
I
cast.
would,
Yes.
That would be
I
perfect.
actually get behind that.
Yeah.
Anybody who hasn't heard, he's going to be playing Freddie Mercury in the new Queen biopic. That's going to be directed by Bryan Singer, X-Men director. So he's been around for years. And he's did slow supporting roles, but he really came to prominence with Mr. Robot. Madison Brunoehler.
That was
I'm
a
gonna
good
get you
one.
in.
That was a
I'm gonna
good
get you
one,
in with that.
Thank you
I'm gonna
very
get you in with
much.
that.
Thank
Wait.
you.
Oh, there we go. I'm gonna applaud too.
Oh, that's funky. All right. So I think next one, Crystal.
Oh, Crystal. Okay.
I'm thinking Zoe Dutch. She was in the short-lived series Ringer with Sarah Michelle Gellar. She played her stepdaughter.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
She was a
super
little
cute.
whiny, but I think she would be good for Crystal, because Crystal's a little naive, a little bit for the outside world. She kind of sees the positive. Whereas
How
the
old
other-
is she?
I think Zoe Dutch is. I think she's in her early 20s.
Okay. All right.
So I feel like she would be perfect for that
I
kind
like
of
that.
role.
I like that.
She's 22.
Okay,
so
cool.
I think that would be perfect for that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I think she would be good.
Yeah,
Any
since
thoughts?
I said Denai Garcia previously for Medusa, I would put Sierra Ramirez as Crystal. She plays Mariana in The Fosters.
Right.
Yeah, and
Nice.
and sort of similar to Zoe Dutch, that she's like
Yeah,
kind of
exactly.
bratty, but like in an endearing way.
Exactly. I think she would be good.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, I don't know why this is coming to my mind, but the girl that played Dawn in a Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Like, I don't know how.
Michelle Trachtenberg.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Michelle
Yeah,
Trachtenberg.
that would work for like if
actually-
you're shifting a little bit older, because I think
Yeah.
she's like early 30s now.
Yeah, she's early
Yeah.
30s, but that would be good because if no one's seen her in Gossip Girl,
Yeah.
the
She
girl
was
is
epic.
Epic. Like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm a guy and I love Gossip Girl, but
Nice.
No shame.
she
no
was
shame.
great. Hey, hashtag no shame. I'll put it out
It
there.
is.
She's awesome. Tatiana Hullender.
Thank you.
Funky. I like it.
Because I also love Gossip Girl.
No, because I like that choice. All right. So we got to keep it rolling. But last person is Karnak.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So
Karnak, go.
wait, we got to talk about Gorgon too. But Karnak, I'm going with Richard Armitage.
I love that. I love that.
He's very intelligent and Brady, how Karnak should be. And I feel like he will kind of nail that with at least the cast that I'm thinking about. What about you guys?
I have Peter Mensah, who plays a lot of unpronounceable names in a lot of shows, like Anomus in Spartacus and Kiwe in True Blood.
Yeah, he's
and
good.
Hidden One Sleepy Hollow. Yeah.
Yeah, he's really
and I
good.
just like in terms of being a physical actor.
Yeah, totally.
Like, I am wanting Chris Eccleston, actually.
Ooh.
Like, I know he was already in the MCU, but he was so heavily in makeup. Like,
And there you go. You can always
Yes.
fake it. You can
Yeah,
fake
I
it.
like that.
really.
I like that a lot.
I could see him totally pulling that off. Like,
I like
absolutely.
that. Okay, last person is Gorgon.
Manu Bennett.
Yes. I like it. I like it. Madison. Gorgon.
Oh,
It's too
let's
bad we
see.
didn't. If we had done it earlier, we could have like a whole little picture fan cast up here
Right.
for y'all. But that's okay.
Really?
Yeah.
If you
I
want
mean,
a picture fan cast, we'll make it for you.
Yeah, it's all good.
I know. Well, the guy that's in that's going to be playing Aquaman, actually.
Oh, Jason
Jason
Momoa.
Momoa.
Yeah.
Oh, you want him to be
You
traitor,
you
turn
wanted
traitor.
his, like, I mean, it's happened
Yes.
before DC Extended Universe and MCU.
Right.
But I don't know about that.
Hey,
Let's
fan
keep Jason
casting,
Momoa in the
why
DC.
not?
No DC
But I see,
content.
I see physically
But
what
yeah.
you're going for.
Yeah,
I see
like,
I like
he has the look
Yeah.
that it totally embodies that.
I
Khal
like it.
Drogo, man.
Right.
Just
Khal Drogo.
more Game of Thrones in there, why not?
And
That's so true. There
Lockjaw.
you go.
Lockjaw's going to be in the series too.
Oh,
But
yeah.
we don't know any dog actor. I don't need
No,
dog
right. It would just be a
actors.
voice acting,
Yeah.
right? Like Mark
Well,
Hamill is
okay.
Lockjaw.
So
Yes.
let's move on, guys. We got more to talk about. So, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is returning in a couple weeks. Finally. So we got the episode synopsis finally, and a little couple pictures. So the synopsis for episode 7, when the title is "Deals with Our Devils." Very interesting. So. The synopsis reads as, with the loss of half the team and the remaining members search for answers as the clock counts down for Ghost Rider on Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Very short,
Yeah.
but not telling and very
Enticing.
mysterious.
Yeah,
Enticing.
like it sounds like we're gonna get a little bit more origin as to where the Ghost Rider spirit comes from.
Right.
It's
Totally.
like, okay, I'm down with that. Let's find out how this all fits in with the magic and the different dimensions and where it all comes from and how it all relates. Like, because there's so many different origin stories in the
Right.
comics, so it's like, how is this going to work in the MCU?
Agreed.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And it also sounds like with the clock, the countdown happening, it sounds like we're going to reach a climax for at least the first part of. I don't know how long he's on the season for. I assume it's the whole thing.
He should be on the
So
whole
maybe
thing.
he will actually be working with them after this point,
Right.
Once we turn the page on Eli, etc.
Yeah, and where we find out where the hell they went.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, when that happened the last time, I was just like, you can't do that, ABC. You cannot do that.
It's for like a
and it's
month-long
not the
hiatus.
mid-season
Really?
Right.
finale. I was like, what?
That's so true.
Well, what they could do, which was even better, is just cancel it right there, which I've had that happen to me on
Oh,
other shows
I
before.
hate
It's like,
that.
cliffhanger, and the show is canceled. And you're like,
Nothing makes me
No.
angrier than a show that knows that it's in danger still doing a cliffhanger.
Yes.
Agreed.
Like,
don't do
you
that.
brought that on yourself.
Let's
Yeah.
keep it rolling. So, some interesting news on the Daredevil front. Charlie Cox wants Bullseye as a villain for season 3 of Daredevil. But the cast members don't. His
Yes,
other
I
cast
saw that you
members
said
don't.
that. And
I like it, but here's what he said in an interview. He said, it's no secret. I've said it before, and I get in trouble every time I say it. I'd like to see Bullseye make an appearance at some point. I think it's a really interesting opportunity. Deborah Wool obviously does not want Bullseye to
Right.
show up for obvious
Exactly.
reasons.
That's what I was like.
Elodie Young, who
like,
plays Elisha, doesn't want Bullseye to show up either.
as long as Karen Page does not die because of it, I welcome Bullseye.
You know what? I'm going to go out on a limb and say this, risking the ire of the male fan community. And Deborah Ann Wool, which I'm sorry, I love you in True Blood. I'd like to see Karen Page get killed off because it would make such a good story point for Daredevil.
Now you pissed her off.
Clement's like, I love women in refrigerators. It is my favorite trope.
No,
I can't wait
not my favorite
for Daredevil
trope.
to experience man pain because Karen Page is dead.
Okay, we both know in the Daredevil comic verse, like
Yes.
in all the comics, he's going to some very dark places.
Yes,
and
he
when he goes to those dark places, those are some of the best issues. Not that I'm a fan of women in refrigerators.
Isn't he already gonna go to a dark place because Claire's gonna die? You already killed Claire off. Now you're gonna kill Karen Page off too.
Claire's the closer to the MCU.
There are only 3 major women in Daredevil, and one of them already died. Even if she comes back to life.
Okay, no. I don't know. But let's move on. But what do you guys feel like that? Do you guys want to see Bullseye appear?
Yes.
I would he has to appear at some point.
Absolutely. He's an awesome villain.
He's too much of an important villain in Daredevil's lore to not show up.
Of course.
I agree that he should show up. But I also agree with Andrew Cantabene, my favorite person, who says they can't kill Karen Page and Claire Temple. I agree, Andrew. You know what's up.
And on that note, quick reminder, guys, hashtag Agents of Marvel on Twitter. Comment in the YouTube stream if you guys want to disagree or agree with, particularly me. But would like to hear what you guys are saying here about everything TVverse and Weverse and Comicverse. So let's get back to it. But yeah, Bullseye needs to show up.
Otherwise, he's got a great backstory, and you definitely want to see, I don't know, Bullseye, known for his accuracy, right?
Right.
Yes.
And Daredevil, known for his, enhanced sight despite being blind.
Right.
So.
And I feel like Bullseye would be the perfect villain post-Defenders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the hand's obviously going to be, who knows what's going to happen to hand, but that's going to.
And then the only live-action version we've ever seen was in the Ben Affleck movie.
Of Colin Farrell.
Yeah. And he was probably the best thing about that movie. I really thoroughly enjoyed him in that movie. Again, I was only 12 when that movie came out, so my vision is probably a little bit askew, but still, I would love to see another version of Daredevil in this dark, gritty Netflix version that we are now getting.
Even more than that, I think that what season 2 was lacking was a unifying villain. Like season 1, we had the Kingpin, and he was great, you know. And season 2, there was the Punisher, who was awesome, but he wasn't the villain. And then there's Elektra, who was awesome, but also not the villain.
So it was the hand that entered into it.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think that would.
But I do think that the Kingpin is probably going to come back in season 2 because we got that one teaser in that one episode of him going, "I'm in it for the long haul." So it's like he got a plan going on. He's going to get out of there and he's going to take his city back. And I'm kind of sort of rooting for him because he's that good of an actor.
That's so true. That's true.
All right. So last part of TVverse before we get into the movieverse. Dream MCU character team up on the Netflix series. Who do you want to see?
Oh, in the Netflix series.
In the Netflix series.
Oh. Well, obviously, serious. I mean, they are technically all in the same thing. But I am really looking forward to the day when Daredevil meets Jessica Jones. I want to see that. I just feel like there'd be he would somehow grab her hand and he'd just know it because he could see that she's somehow different too. It would just be so much fun to see that kind of team up and kind of what that dynamic would really be because I don't really see them having a chemistry, so it wouldn't be a romantic thing. It would be
no.
You guys are both badasses.
I do not. Yeah, I do. I don't want to see a romantic thing, but I would love to see this thing where there's we're both outcasts. We both know that we each other have secrets and that we have these powers and that we're and the fact that their powers come from the same chemical. That's my theory. There's the same company that caused Matt Murdock's blindness and that was the truck the accident with Jessica Jones' parents.
I'm liking
they're tied in there somehow. So I want to see that.
I'm gonna pause you right there and look at my face, everybody. I just had my Troy community moment, okay?
Yeah, mine was just blown. Yeah. I feel that. Yeah.
Let's move on because I can't get funky with this right now. Okay?
Because you like it so much.
No, because I like getting funky, but we got to move on because we have more time. We have more shit to talk about.
Yes.
Movieverse. So let's get into it. So news broke this week that Fox and Marvel swapped characters for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 and Deadpool.
Yeah. I'm glad they did because I love Negasonic Teenage Warhead.
Exactly.
So thank
you
for
had
that.
to change it because basically they had to go back to Marvel to approve it because they changed everything about her in the movie, the movie. So I'm like, what is this going to lead to?
Right. I mean, well, we know that, or do we know? Ego, the living planet, is the character they switched. And
Ego.
He's going to be
in Guardians.
Peter's dad?
Yeah, he is Peter's dad in Guardians.
So,
replacing Jason from the comic books.
That's a pretty huge shift already, like living like a planet.
Right.
She's a planet. That is his dad.
Right. Yeah, his dad. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting. Like, I wanted to see Jason in the originally.
Yeah.
Because Jason and Quill's relationship in the comic book is very, very temperamental at points. So I wanted to see that brought to live action. But Ego, like, I'm still getting used to the idea,
Right.
even though I knew about it for, like, when it was real at Comic-Con. I'm like, how is this gonna work?
I mean, he has like
a
a
planet.
human form. He has a
Right.
human form
Yeah.
too. But that's
I
still
hope
kind of
so.
like
I don't know.
a sentient planet
Right.
impregnated my mom.
But let's get back, like, the point of it, it's like, I like, what could this, like, we have it as a bullet
Like-
point later on, but X-Men.
Oh, do you think that there's going to be future trades? Is that reason you hope it opens the door
With
to future
Fox?
trades? Yeah. I mean, I think that would be great if they
like,
do that.
Exactly, because for them to do, like, something like this, even though that the point of the characters, like, they were barely gonna probably use them anyways, the point that they're opening a dialogue to
Yeah.
do something like that, especially with Guardian sequel as big as it is, and now Deadpool before that, we don't know how big it was gonna be big of a hit.
So there was, it was very
So,
generous, I guess. A very
exactly.
generous trade.
But it's both movies are hits now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what could this lead to? Fantastic Four.
Really?
I want to see
you think-
Fantastic
you
Four.
think
I
that
wanna
Fantastic
see
Four come back to
Fantastic
Marvel?
Four
Yes.
done right. I
Like-
mean,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, I really like the original one. It had that great corniness, but the last one, Fan Four Stick,
I mean, I guess they could do something like trade Doctor Doom, you know, and then you have so you
Yeah.
can see like Doctor Doom in a
Yeah.
different setting.
That's interesting that you say
Oh,
Doctor Doom.
is it interesting?
We have a bullet point that I'm going to discuss later on. But my thing is, Fantastic Four has such a wealth of stories in the comic
Yes.
books. Silver Surfer, Galactus, Beyonder, all of those people. So for me to see Fantastic Four done the way that it's been done so far over 3 movies really lights a fire under me, because I'm like, how can you treat the characters, the first family of Marvel, like that?
Right.
Yeah.
So I want to see that. But let's move on. So Ryan Reynolds has finally broken the silence over Tim Miller's exit for the sequel.
What did you make of his comments?
His comments are very telling, and he's very surprisingly upfront about it. He's not.
Yeah.
He doesn't like, weed through the weeds, or he doesn't. I forget what the term is, but he doesn't really kind of give you like the runaround.
Right.
He's very
He cut to the
straightforward.
chase.
Let's just pretend that I haven't seen what the comments are. What are they?
So he says, originally, he says, making the movie was very, very difficult. It was the most passionate group of individuals I've ever worked with in my life. And for whatever reason, that mercurial, crazy Virgo of people is what made this thing work so well. Not just because I had this vision and I saw it this way and it had to be this way. It worked because we had all that feeling. But there were vaguely scary fights in the post-production process that escalated quickly. Luckily, everybody's a grown-up at the end of the day and enjoys and loves each other. He goes on to say, I know when I need to exert control and I know when I need to let go of it. I'm not gonna go and sit with Tim Miller and say the visual effects definitely need to be done this way. The man is a visual effects wizard, but there's our character and tone things that I know really well. And I've been with this thing longest out of anybody aside from the guys that wrote the comics. 11 years I've been trying to get this simple as rock up the hill. and it kept growing back on top of me. So I'm gonna go and be the F all over it from the moment that it starts to the moment that it
Okay,
finishes.
so basically what he is saying is
Right.
that it is about characterization. It is
Yeah.
about
Right.
the tone that he wants to convey for the story.
Right.
Which I am very happy about that he is holding to that, because too many times we have seen a movie that didn't, or a movie that just didn't hold to that, and it ended up just going off the deep end. So to have Ryan Reynolds, who is clearly such a massive Deadpool fanboy,
Right.
going, no, we are staying to the source material. It's kind of encouraging.
Yeah, it's kind of encouraging, and I respect Ryan Reynolds of that, but I'm conflicted because Tim Miller did a really
Yeah.
good job directing that movie. For a first-time director,
Right,
you
that's-
don't have success like that.
Yeah, that's the
Rarely
thing.
you have a success like that with a
It's
first-time
hard
director.
to know, because it's kind of hard to know what exactly to attribute to which person.
Right.
So yes, obviously the special effects for Tim Miller, and it'll be sad that we're not going to have that.
Right.
But if Ryan is, correct in his assessment of himself and his view of the tone, then that's more important to me than
Right.
things like special effects.
Exactly.
But I don't know that that's true. I know that Ryan thinks that's true, and I
see.
want to believe him. I believe him.
We'll
He's
see.
obviously, like you said, a massive Deadpool fan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I believe he has the best interest at heart, regardless.
Absolutely.
totally. So next point, and I promise we're gonna keep on going. So
Always moving. Never
the
stop.
Russo brothers. posted this very interesting image last night, and then deleted it
Yeah.
It's always suspicious when they delete.
when they're scouting for Infinity War.
Yeah.
What are you guys thinking with this? Because this is a very, very interesting and possibly telling image.
I'm thinking they're going to Hogwarts. No, I'm just hear me out.
I know Fantastic
Hear me
Beasts is
out.
coming out this weekend, but no Harry Potter talk. This is Agents of Marvel.
They have this space, the Infinity Stone. They
There you
could
go.
go through dimensions.
Yeah. Oh my God, crossover.
You know what everybody's saying? That they might have the rights back to Doctor Doom. And if that happens, yes, I'm with this. Laverian, this looks like something out of Laverian Castle. Does it not?
I agree.
Like-
I agree, it does.
But I'm not saying that this is fact. I'm
Right.
speculating.
The other-
Let's put that out there first. But
The other possibility is
now.
death, right? Like Thanos and death.
Yeah.
maybe.
But
But that, I don't know, she seems more like she'd be floating up on a big giant rock somewhere too, and not in a
yeah,
castle.
because I think I read the Infinity Gauntlet comic books like when I was like 6. It's been a while.
Yeah.
But she was in she wasn't really in like a castle in the comic.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Maybe
that makes sense.
Yeah.
This seems more like something that like the grand finale of kind of like at the end of Age of Ultron, how there was like this one place that they were kind of, because that kind of looked a little bit like that, you know,
Yeah.
where it was like, don't let them touch this button, and they were defending that in that octagon-shaped place. It
Yeah.
kind of looked a little bit like that.
Yeah, totally. I don't know. I'm suspicious because they
Either that or
deleted it.
it's something to do with
I mean, it makes
Doctor
sense
Strange.
to be about Doctor Doom because why else would they randomly give us this information about the switching?
Right.
You know, like
Totally.
it must be like no one really
That-
cares that Ego the Living Planet came from Fox, right?
But Doom is
Yeah.
one of the integral characters of the Marvel universe. Like he just is. So if they got him back,
That'd be awesome.
it would be perfect to put him in Infinity War.
Yeah.
Especially the fact that he's gonna like Thanos is in it. They're gonna be fucking up waters. But anyway.
Oh my virgin ears.
Okay. On that note, I have to say one thing. So sorry about all the cursing, guys. Sometimes we get very excited here. We've all cursed at some point on the show,
Yeah.
even when Curt Sandvig.
Me, an angel, cursing.
Yes, you
I
curse
curse all the
before.
time.
So guys, we will do our best not to curse in the
Yes.
studio or on the show anymore, except when the Infinity War teaser drops.
Exactly.
Okay,
Then
and
there's
that's
a lot of
so
music.
that is going to be
Yes,
interesting.
we will be bringing back the swear jar. That is now happening.
I'm going to chuck that thing all the way through freaking downtown LA. Anyways, let's move on. So, new Logan poster hit the web this week.
Yes.
It's pretty funky.
Yes.
Guys, they're
Funky.
hitting the point up with this marketing.
God,
Look
I
at how
love it.
beautiful that
Yeah.
image is.
I love
Yeah.
it. It tells so much of a story without telling you the whole story.
It really
Right.
feels like it's like a character-driven indie drama.
Yes, it
you know
really
that's gonna
does.
win all the Oscars next year.
Really? It does. It feels that way.
That is, I just love how they're doing it. I'm a big Kiara guy. Coming from the theatrical and working in TV, I'm a big Kiara guy. This has everything I need to know about this movie.
Yeah.
And I'm going to see it.
Has it been confirmed that is that X-23?
Yes.
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 I'm so excited for that.
Oh,
Someone's
she's like
very
hulking
excited.
out.
I love X-23. I love her entire
Can we just
thing.
say She-Hulk right now?
Oh, I love that.
Not Savage, it's Savage.
When
like,
I
don't
get
know.
fangirling, it gets scary. You guys haven't even seen
Well,
it
when I
yet.
fanboy, I get cursy. So what happens?
You did cursing.
I get cursy. So let's keep on moving on. So rumors pointing maybe that X-Men might be back in the MCU fold. Who knows what's going on? And that the X-Men redo will be focusing on the Dark Phoenix storyline, which needs to be redone.
Yes.
It was
What are your
terribly
thoughts?
done in the last game.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
I think
They have to have
Last
it.
time it turned into just I'm evil, and it's like the Dark Phoenix story arc is so much more complicated than that.
It's so much more. You have
So
the
much more
Shi'ar. You have like
Yeah.
so many intricate plot details of this.
yeah. So I would love to see it redone and redone right. That would be amazing.
it would certainly be taken care of better if it could be in the MCU because they have already access storyline-wise to like space. Basically.
Exactly,
You know,
with
like
the
they
cosmic
have like a
storyline.
larger pool
So-
to draw from.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
So.
How do you guys want to see the X-Men back in the MCU photo, especially now that we have confirmed Inhumans happening? Because
Are they going to
basically
be able
that,
to use the word mutant now? Or is it still going to be Inhumans?
or miracles.
Really?
Miracles.
Sorry. That got on Age of Ultron, but I don't know. But I want to see the X-Men back in the MCU fold only because we've had so many movies with Fox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Fox, if they're just going to redo the Dark Phoenix storyline, I'd rather see that back in the hands of Feige
Yeah.
than like.
Right, we already seen what
Singer.
they did with it.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
you know,
I mean,
don't-
you've
we don't
seen
need
what
to
they're
see that
doing
again.
with Spider-Man.
yeah.
5 movies with Spider-Man, and you put him in 15 minutes of Civil War, and literally, he's the best on-screen interpretation that we've seen so far.
That was an amazing use of
like
Spider-Man.
15
Absolutely.
minutes. So imagine
Absolutely.
what they could do with the X-Men.
Yeah. I definitely want X-Men and Fantastic Four to go back to Marvel because they
Yeah.
clearly handle it so much better than Fox has been able to handle them.
Yeah, and no shade to Fox. Fox has done some really good
Yeah.
Fox. Like, First Class was great.
Yes.
Days of Future Past, I feel like it was overrated, but it was still a
Yeah,
good
it was
movie.
good. It was
I
good.
was very confused by Days of Future Past. I was
I
like,
think a lot
I'm
of people
lost.
were.
I'm so
unless
lost.
you like read like the original story with Chris Claremont, I believe it was. Like
Yeah. There were just so
Like,
many points
yeah.
where it's like, this doesn't
it
quite
doesn't fit. And then
line
and now
up.
with Logan, it's a year after Days of Future Past.
Yeah, it
The
was
storyline's
like-
a little muddled.
Yeah, no.
But let's move on to
Yeah.
comic verse because we got some interesting stuff coming out this week. So, your favorite person, Cullen
My
Bunn.
favorite. Aww,
Yes.
he's my best friend.
Cullen Bunn is doing a Darth Maul series.
I mean, the Star Wars
Right.
comics have all been like on fire. So
Exactly.
I'm really
Poe
happy for
Dameron's
him.
comic book, they're really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
They're super good.
I'm really happy for him to get to do it
Yeah.
because it's guaranteed bestseller. It's gonna
Yeah.
go to the top of the
Now,
list, so that's great.
Are they allowed? I
But-
mean, are
What?
they allowed to do that? I mean, I guess because
it's Disney.
Because it's Disney.
Disney owns Marvel and
Exactly.
Star Wars, so there you go.
So
Okay.
they can do it.
Yeah.
But weren't they doing Disney? Weren't they doing comics prior to
I thought
Disney?
they still
like
had
that?
it. They still had
Yeah,
a
they
deal
were still
with
doing
them.
it. But
Now-
this gives me excitement.
Yeah, I think if anyone can redeem Darth Maul, it's you, Cullen Bunn. Because my
I will
first
agree
thing,
with that.
yeah,
I will
because
agree
my
with that.
first thing is like Darth Maul. I don't really care, guys, but I'm very
Wait,
ready.
if you have not watched Star Wars Rebels with Darth Maul,
Yes.
Sam Witwer.
There you go.
I'm gonna
Star
say
Wars
it.
Rebels is great.
Star Wars Rebels is great. Okay, I know this is a Marvel show, but it fits because it's Disney.
Yeah, it's still, it's still Marvel.
Darth Maul.
Yeah.
I'm
so,
for it.
All right. So I'm excited to see what they do with him on paper.
Yeah, totally. All right, so next we have the Black Panther Ultimates team, which is
Yeah.
interesting. So Black Panther's leading Ultimate team with Captain Marvel, Blue Marvel, Miss America, and Spectrum.
Well, you know that anything that has Miss America has me also there. So
Yeah, all right, Tatiana Hullender.
I'm ready.
Let's get it. All right, no, I'm with you on that one. And I want to see how they're going to do this, especially with Black Panther coming into mainstream continuity with everything that's going on, even like his comic series right now. I love how they're going to do this. And Black Panther and Captain Marvel working together, I'm into it. I'm into it. Maybe we'll see Brie Larson and Chadwick Boseman chew up the screen one day.
that would be really cool.
Well, of course, because it's going to happen in Infinity War, but that would be funky.
Right.
I dig
But it'd be
it.
cool to see them on a team.
Oh, yeah, hell yeah.
Ultimates.
All right. So, last point. This week, comic releases.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So I don't know if you guys checked out the Jessica Jones premiere, if you will,
Number
of her
one?
new comic, her
Yeah.
number one, last month. I did, and I was like, what is happening? I'm so confused. And because
Right.
it didn't match up with Power Man and Iron Fist.
Right.
So I was like, oh. But then the second one really just improves on that, like in terms of explaining what's happening. Like now I'm like, I understand where we're going with this, and I'm interested in what the mystery is.
Totally.
So I'm really excited.
Yeah, I'm
And-
excited too
yeah.
because the first issue I liked it. I kind of dug the vibe they were going for. Next we have Empress Iron Man #2.
Yes.
Doctor Doom is Iron Man. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm all about Doctor Doom this week.
Clearly.
Hell yes.
Obviously.
But it's so
Hell
much
yes.
fun. It's so much fun to see him not know how to be a hero.
Exactly.
So that's
Exactly.
great.
That's always fun.
Exactly. And last we have Carnage #14.
I'm
Carnage. I love Carnage. Carnage is so good. Guys, if you are not reading this comic series, pick this joint up. It is freaking on fire.
See, he's convincing me now because I'm like, who is Carnage?
Who is Carnage?
I asked you this already and you wouldn't tell me. Tell me
Like,
now.
wait, the character?
Who is Carnage? I don't know who Carnage is. Why are you
Wait,
making
are you
sense?
serious? You don't know who Carnage is?
No, I don't.
Carnage is basically like the symbiote child of Venom.
Okay, no, I know who Carnage is. Never mind. I take it back. I know who that is. I'm sorry. I take it back. I know. What's happening in this comic book series?
Wait. I'm gonna throw it to camera. Do you guys see my face right now? This is not cool.
I'm sorry.
I'm mentally freaking out right now.
Well, now it's your turn to tell me what this comic book is about and why I should be reading it.
Well, we don't have enough time for that.
Oh, okay. Fine.
All right.
He just,
but we're gonna yeah. All
you
right.
guys know,
not
but
cool.
definitely pick up Jessica Jones.
So yeah. Okay. So we have Hero Villain of the Week and Agents to Check In. I want to ask you guys a certain question that I heard about previous to the show. Disney. There's reports of Disney maybe buying Netflix.
What?
What do you guys think about that?
I think that's team too much.
Really?
I don't think there's enough. I don't think Disney owns enough money. I don't.
I mean, I said the same thing, but Lucasfilm,
yeah.
Pixar,
Right. They obviously.
Marvel, Maker Studios.
I just don't like the idea of a monopoly. Is what scares me.
Yeah.
You know
I don't like it either,
that's my only issue. But they're not going to stop because I said please don't. So.
It was just an interesting thought. I thought I should ask you, especially with Disney and Marvel.
Yeah.
And they've already got Netflix series, so.
That seems a little much.
It might happen. We'll see. So, Hero Villain of the Week. Let's get into it.
I just want to steal what I know yours is going to be, so I'm going to try not to. Let me take a deep breath and not say that one. Instead, I will say Jessica Jones because I'm liking her story right now.
My hero of the week is definitely going to be Stanley because he is doing some amazing things. He's doing an incredible thing called Hands of Respect, which is just amazing. Like, if you guys don't know this, go check out Hands of Respect. It's incredible. It's uplifting. It's something that I'm like, Stan is saying some amazing stuff.
Yeah.
So I am really liking that. So Stan is always my hero.
That's nice.
I like it. All right, so I'm going to get funky. Hero and Villain of the Week. Villain, we all know. Dr. Doom!
That's the one.
Dr.
That's
Doom.
the one I was going to steal from you.
Dr. Doom. If that happens in Marvel, I'm literally going to jump out of work and I'm going to be like, okay, bye. I'm going to see this. I'm going to see this. I'm going to go pick a fox. I'm going to be the shit. I'm going to be awesome. Anyways, and then Hero, I'm going to go with Jessica Jones with the Hero.
Oh, hey.
So,
all right.
I got the vinyl LP. And I heard some of it, and I'm like, ooh,
yeah, you're feeling it. You're feeling
I'm feeling it. All right. So, Agents of Fan Check-In. Let's see what we got people talking about. So, we got a lot of people talking in the thread. Let's see.
Burke Ramsey really wants it to be Doom.
Yeah. I mean, let's let it be Doom. Let's see.
Someone says, or Burke Ramsey again, Johnny Depp as Maximus would be funny. I would love that. I love Johnny Depp in everything, though.
I don't love Johnny Depp.
Well, we can no longer be friends.
Interesting person.
That's okay.
Now this kind of had me laugh a little bit. Burke goes, Khloe Kardashian for Lockjaw.
That was mean. I feel like you were being mean.
That was funny.
Andrew did say not to feel too bad for Tim Miller because he's already got
Influx.
Yep. So that's true.
Cedric. So fan casting for Maximus, Matt Smith.
Oh.
I like that.
Yeah.
Cedric House.
He does crazy well.
I would totally do that.
Cedric House.
Snaps.
I like it. I like it. So
I like
Awesome
it.
Fist goes, if Marvel made a Stanley biopic, what would Stanley make a cameo in his own film?
Yes, he would.
That's my friend Wes. Wes Baxter, I love your man. No.
Why no?
Just no. Just no.
Yes.
Too much. Oh, we forgot to talk about the news about Cloak and Dagger.
Oh,
Andrew, thank you for bringing that up.
Being pushed back?
It's being pushed back to 2018, winter 2018, sadly, but they got a showrunner.
Oh,
But
that's good.
it is, I did not know about this.
Yes.
Cloak and Dagger is actually getting a series
Yeah,
eventually.
Cloak and Dagger is getting a series on Freeform.
Snap!
So, the showrunner is going to be a guy named Joe Pogiski. If you guys do not know Joe Pogiski, he's doing the amazing series Underground and WGN. He's a co-creator.
Oh, that's him?
That's him.
That's a great
So
series.
he's going to be
All
the
right.
showrunner for Cloak and Dagger.
Well, I'm on board then.
Yes.
I'm on board for it. I'm sad that it's going to be winter 2018, but who knows what's going to happen. We should have some interesting choices for casting next year. Next year. So he's rewriting the script. Andrew, thank you for bringing that up because I forgot about that one. I was thinking about that when I was writing the show last night.
Oh, he also worked on Daredevil.
Yeah, he worked on Daredevil. He was a so
I'm
he's
so
really
down
good.
for this.
And
I'm so
let's see
down
what
for
else
it.
we got. Rage's World says the Inhuman series must have CW scared of ABC right now.
I think they're okay. I think they're okay.
Yeah.
I don't know, we're okay. Let's see what else we got.
If ABC gets a couple more superhero movies or TV shows, I think then they'll start being scared. But right now, CW's got
it's all
major.
WB, so WB is definitely scared
Yes.
of the Marvel
Marvel
Cinematic Universe.
is funky.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. We're gonna have to get funky next week because we're gonna have more to talk about.
That's true.
Yes.
There's gonna be some Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. news that's gonna have to drop next week, anyways.
Yes.
So, I guess that's the end of our show, guys. Thank you
So
for
sad to see
tuning in
us
to Tatiana Hullender. Anyways, thank you for tuning in to Agents of Marvel episode 9. We're so happy to guys have you back. Remember, comment Agents of Marvel in the YouTube video and hashtag on Twitter. We guys want to hear what you're saying primarily about the Inhumans news.
Yeah.
We want to hear your fan casting choices. Matt Smith as Maximus the Mad.
It's a great one.
I would totally watch
I
that.
want to dig into that.
Yes.
So, Madison, where can we find you on social media?
You can find me at youtube.com/Maddie to the Max or Maddie to the Max on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Tumblr. All places.
Tatiana Hullender, where can we find you?
Hiding Under a Rock, but also Marcella's Ear on Twitter, and Valerie M. Perez on Tumblr.
Hiding Under a Rock.
Yeah.
Internet's that scary?
Yeah, exactly. And as usual, guys, you can find me, Clement Bryant, on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. I'm always getting funky talking about some interesting comic news or marketing news, so follow me.
He is always getting funky. That is no lie.
I'm always getting
always
funky.
getting funky.
He's gonna
I'm
get it on
always
a
getting
t-shirt
funky.
soon. He's
You were
always,
so
always getting
tired.
funky.
And he's still just being funky.
And no swear jar. Anyways, guys,
Nope,
thank
no
you so
promises.
much for tuning in, and we will catch you next week. See you then. Peace.
Bye.
Under a Rock.